The Me Too movement is 3 years old now. It's a toddler. It's a toddler with a lot of bodies. A lot of your heroes went down, white man. A lot of great whites got fired for dick-related stuff. It's a long list of people. Some were funnier than others. Matt Lauer, that was funny to me. Because he invited a coworker into his office. Matt Lauer, the face of NBC, invited a coworker to his office. When she got there, he pulled his dick out, which is a technical foul. Jesus Christ, man, that's fucking flagrant. Time out, bro. Because not only is that sexual misconduct, but it's also a terrible game. That's your move. You've been on TV for this long. This is how you try to get laid. Has that ever worked for anybody? Has a woman ever walked into a spontaneous penis situation and was like, oh my God, is this for me? Thank you so much. That is so thoughtful of you. I didn't even know you had one of those. Oh my God. Felt bad for the coworkers, you know, the people that work with those guys, because they had to pretend they didn't know that shit was happening. But you know they know. Of course they know. If you work with someone long enough, you know who's a piece of shit. They tell you when you first get to the job that, all right, welcome to CBS. This is Charlie. He's a good guy, but he pulled his dick out on Tuesdays. We're just letting you know you don't have to work here if you don't like it. He makes us a lot of money. It's a terrible thing to happen to you ladies, so I support the movement. I support your right to get people fired for that shit. I can only empathize with it. But I also think we should be able to have an honest conversation about why it happens so much. We should be able to talk about the fact that men are just creepier than women. Because we are. I can't speak for all men, obviously. But I'm sure there's guys in this room who never have inappropriate sexual thoughts about their coworkers. If that's you, good for you. Godspeed. But I'm not built like you. I'm not. My experience of being a man is pretty much creep management. You know what I mean? It's a skill that you learn over time. Some men are better at managing it than others. I'm a creep, but I'm pretty good at managing it. I've never done anything to get fired for, but up here, it's fucking darkness, man. I commit atrocities in my mind all the time. But no one gets hurt because it's in my mind. That's the trick to life. Not every stupid thing in your head has to come out into the world. Just keep that shit to yourself. Manage your creep. Men are dumb, really. There's a lot of shit we could prevent if we made the right management decisions. We shouldn't use a livelihood over some shit you could have prevented. Matt Lauer pulled his dick out of work and that cost him a $26 million job. Some people do the same thing on the subway. It only cost them $275. That is excellent creep management. I mean, the savings. If you just tweak the location of where you pull your dick out, your kids could go to college now. Why we gotta be so dumb about this? But we all creepy. We're visual. You know, when we see something, it's just... I don't cackle women because I know that makes them feel unsafe. It's rude and it's intrusive. But you know how many friendships I made with another dude because we both saw an ass that was amazing and we had to talk about it? Like, did you see this shit, bro? Fuck yeah, I did. You want to get a slice and talk about it? That's how I've made all of my friends. Ass brings men together. We're creepy. That's just a part of it. Look, here's the thing, right? It's not even about men and women. It's like when you're a person, the struggle really is between who you are and what you are. Who you are, that's fine, you know? You got your dreams, your values, your great, all great and wonderful things. What you are, it's different. It's creepy. You're an animal driven by procreation. That's a creepy thing. If you think about what a man is, biologically speaking, it's not pretty. A man at its most basic core is just a cum conduit. Just a giant FedEx truck full of jizz looking for destinations to drop it off. It doesn't even matter what the destination is. a pair of socks, a different pair of socks, a cousin. I know. I'm not saying this to upset you. I'm saying it because it happens. I don't know how many people know this, but Albert Einstein famously slept with and married his first cousin. That's gross, but that's also Albert Einstein. So you get the difference between who you are and what. Like a genius physicist, that's who Einstein was. What he was, just a basic cousin fucker. How do you deal with that as a society? The theory of relativity might have been inspired by some sweet cousin pussy. How do you deal with that? E equals M cousin squared. That's a possibility. You know, sometimes I talk about that, about how creepy men are, and women come up to me after shows. They're like, we're creepy too. We're just better at hiding. It's like, Jesus Christ, how desperate are you for equality? This is not the Creep Olympics. There's nothing to gain here. It's not a fucking privilege, it's a burden. We don't want to be creepy. We just are. Women are creepy too, but it's not on the same level. It's not as intense. The women I know get really creepy and horny when they're ovulating. That's your call of the wild, ladies. That's when you want it. So I want you to empathize with our plight as men. So ladies, think about how creepy and horny you get when you're ovulating. Are you thinking about it? Now think about the fact that men are ovulating all of the time. We don't get a cycle once a month. It's a nightmare every single day of your life. You just wake up, there's tiny people trying to come out of your dick. Just an army of monsters behind a door. You have to try to hold them in with all your strength. Your mom is yelling at you, you're crying. Just trying to hold the door like Hodor from Game of Thrones. Just Hodor. 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 Some of them get out eventually. You can fight them all. And NBC fires you. That's what happens. That's how it goes. I think people forget sometimes that we are still animals, you know? We have buildings, we have boats, we have bidets, but we're still animals. Animals have only one goal: survival. Survival is about efficiency, and that's unfortunately unfair to women. It affects the way we come. It's so much easier for men to come than it is for women, and that's something I feel terrible about, but what are you gonna do, you know? It's really unfair. Like, a dude coming is the easiest thing in the world. All you need is 35 seconds and some type of hole. That's all you need. If you carve a hole in a tree and put mascara on it, a guy will come in it. That's how easy it is. But the female orgasm is a whole different thing. Sometimes it just feels like you're trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. You're like, a lot of finger work. You're like, damn it, I was so close. What happened? Fuck. It's like trying to solve an equation. There's a formula to making women come. Speed plus intensity multiplied by trust divided by openness. I figured it out. Now, I don't know exactly why it's easier for me to come than it is for you ladies. I'm not a jizz scientist. But I do have a theory, and I'll share it with you because I have a microphone. You want to hear it? I think the reason why it's easier for me to come than it is for you is because my cum matters more. I know. That's hard to hear. It pains me to say this, ladies. And I'm not saying you shouldn't come. I'm not a monster. I'm just saying, biologically, your cum is inconsequential. I want you to come. When you come, it's great. But when you come, nothing happens. When I come, it's the next generation. There are future presidents and potential plumbers, little Beyoncés and Serena Williams all over the place. There's black girl magic in my cum. You understand? When you come for yourself. I come for the species. It's a responsibility. I got in trouble for this joke before. Because, you know, it's 2019. Some people in Brooklyn can handle biological reality. And by people, I mean white feminist settlers of Brooklyn. That's who I mean. Those are the people. Some girl told me that joke was abusive to women. That fucking joke. Like, I didn't make this up. This is just a natural fact. Look, if anybody who's offended by this, let's do a real simple exercise. Clap if you got here on this planet because your mom came really hard. That's what I thought.